Hey. Listen, this might be a wee bit crooked, but you do the best you can with what you've got. So, I have to hop on here and tell you something. Sunday night, we had a campfire at my mom's. And we haven't done that in years. So it was right outside, like her door porch, so I could be in and out as needed. Now, it was late. I mean, it was like midnight, 1 in the morning. And it was my husband and myself and 2 of our kiddos. Well, my husband went in to go to bed, and my son went in also to go to bed. So it was just my daughter and I. She was walking back towards our house. Let me back up. Put it in reverse. So it was just my daughter and I. We could hear a dog up the road barking that normally doesn't bark at that time of night. But it was also like a weird bark. It wasn't a normal... It was a weird bark. I don't know. Okay, so then it stopped for a little while. And then our neighbor on down the road, actually, like there's one house between my mom's house where we were, and then there's this neighbor's house. We could hear their dog going crazy nuts barking. Again, they don't normally do that this time of night. So we thought, oh, something's up. And I even told my daughter, I said, something's weird. Like there's a bear, there's deer, something's going on, because those dogs don't normally bark at this time. Okay, so we decided, all right, we're going in for the night. So I went in my mom's. I was going in my mom's, but I waited to make sure because my daughter was walking over to our house. Oh my goodness, she got almost to our house, like so close. My son has a bear dog at the end of our house outside, and it started going nuts. Well, then we could hear it was interacting with another animal, and it sounded awful. It was horrible. So it was loud. So I yelled for Grayson, come back over here, because you just don't know. I don't know if it's a bear or a coyote. I don't know what it was. And so she came back over to our house. I ran in and got Chris. Was like, come out here. Something's got this dog. Here's the thing. I'm just going to go ahead and confess. He has 2 hunting dogs. He used to have more. We won't get into that. But he has 2, and they're both outside. The one behind the house, her name is Pepper. And the one beside the house, I don't know. It starts with a C. And I can never remember this dog's name. I mean, literally, he's had him 3-4 years. I said 2 years. I think longer. He's had it a long time. I just cannot think of this dog's name. Then my daughter has a cat named Cleo. Well, I start yelling, something's got Cleo. Something's got Cleo. I just couldn't think of another C name. I can't right now. Talking to you, I can't think of this dog's name. Chris comes tearing out of there. I give him this like stick thing I had that I was playing with the fire. Anyways, I don't know. I guess I thought he was going to beat it off of him. So he tears across the yard. And Grayson has now made her way on the porch. She's crying because I said something has Cleo. I didn't mean to say Cleo. I meant to say that dog at the end of our house, but I could not think of its name. Anyways, so he goes over there. Well, the commotion, I was yelling, like, get off, stop. I was yelling at it. And Grayson was yelling too on her way back over, just trying to make noise to like break up whatever. But we couldn't see what it was. So anyways, we all go over. Chris has went through the yard. I'm not going to tell. Anyways, he went through the yard. There's one part I'm not going to tell, but if I see you in person and you ask me, I will. But I then go, there was a pitchfork. There was a pitchfork beside of like where the fire was. So I grabbed that pitchfork. What do I think I was going to do with that? I don't know. Anyways, I grabbed that pitchfork and there I go through the yard. And so anyways, I get over there. Then, so our youngest son, Rye, he's like, there's nothing going on, Mom. It was two cats fighting. I said it was not two cats fighting. I've heard cats fight my entire life. I mean, if you know Ruth Ann, you know there's cats all around. Anyway, so I said, Rye, it was nice. He said, yeah, I've been standing here. I said, you were not. Grayson called you and you came out to check and see what was going on. Now, it was just two cats. It was not two. Anyways, I'm not even going to get into that. But there I am, armed and dangerous with my pitchfork. So we get around there and that dog, I can't think of her name. Anyway, she's shaking and, you know, whatever. And whatever it was, tore back up into the woods and tore back up. Like, who am I? Went back up into the woods. You give me a pitchfork and suddenly I was redneck as redneck could be. Anyway, so whatever the other thing was, it went up in the woods. We're all causing a big commotion out there. And like, it's 1 a.m. I'm not kidding you. It's like 1 or 2 a.m. And so then, now I love them and they love us, but then my husband and Rye was like, it's okay, nothing out there, you know, the dog's fine. But the dog is like shaking off and rolling. I mean, like, it had been in a scuffle, right? Anyway, so I mean, they just wanted to get back to bed, and I don't know. I still got the pitchfork though if you need anything. And so Grayson, she tried to defend me too. She was like, no, for real, guys, there was something going on. There was something going on. Well, they think we've just lost our minds, you know, or whatever. So, okay, so we get Ryan Grayson back in the house. Chris is going back through the yard to my mom's. Well, Price pulls in then. Price had been home, and he left to go get a pizza, and then he came back, and he gets out, and he's like, what's going on? Well, we kind of like tell him. He doesn't believe us either. He's like, whatever. Okay, so I'm like, well, okay, I'm done. I'm going. They're your dogs. If something happens to them, they happen. My dog, Winnie, and Dax are protected. They're in the house, so whatever, right? So I go in, and by this time, though, even my mom, I woke my mom up yelling for Chris to come and help. So she's scurrying around in the house. What's all the excitement? What's the commotion? What's going on? So she thinks then that the fire we had has gotten out of control. Like, she's ready to call 911. No, thankfully she did not. And so I told her, I said, no, there was something out there. She said it was probably coyotes. Probably coyotes. I'm just going to say there were some people in the family that didn't believe her or myself or Grayson. So we all get settled back in and we go to bed. The next day, I'm like, guys, there was something out there. And Pepper, Price's dog behind the house, was going nuts too. I said, there was something out there. Nobody really believed me. Or, I mean, now granted, I was hard to take serious with that pitchfork. But anyways, aside from that, I said, guys, there was something. Like, you all need to really watch those dogs. And we're not going to let Winnie stay outside by herself after dark anymore. She's the queen. Now, I would go nuts if something happened to her. I said, Dax doesn't. We have to walk him. Dax, he's a whole different story. But Winnie likes to be on her leash outside and run around and have a little freedom and a little time to herself. But Dax does not. Okay, so I say all that. Then this morning I get on Facebook, had a message from a up-the-road neighbor, Kara. Thank you, kind of giving me the heads up. I was like, yeah, yes, thank you. Then I get on Facebook and see another up-the-road neighbor that lives just right there by Kara, Lori Kidd. She's like, hey, we've had, Bowl Air neighbors, we've had trouble with coyotes. Yes. Then in the comments on down, the neighbor that I heard their dog going crazy, Joni Davis, she's like, yeah, I think our dogs have been, you know, I heard them too. I think our dogs have been. Yes, I want my family to know there was something, and I think it was a coyote, and I just appreciate that. I have been justified. Is that the word I want to say? I have been declared not crazy, let's just say. That I knew there was a scuffle of some sort. There was a crazy sound. I don't know if the coyote was like howling or whatever that sound is they make. It's horrendous. It just sends chills up your spine. But anyways, I'm just vindicated. That's what I'm trying to say. Not justified. Yes, I am, yes. Pitchfork and all. I'm telling you, I knew there was something over there. Okay, that was a long story, but it was too good not to share. So there you go. Watch your dogs bowl there. Watch your dogs.